What is my hair doing? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video in the Halloween series, and today we are doing a devil look. So we did this last year, we're doing it again this year because it's fun, but we aren't going out this year because it is currently late o'clock, roughly like 1 I think. Yeah, it's 1:45 in the morning. I'm not going out at 2 a.m. dressed as the devil. It won't even be 2 a.m. It'll be like 4 a.m. by the time I'm actually done. Fuck that. Okay, so to start with, we're gonna go in with a red on our base and blend that in. 90% of this tutorial is painting ourselves red, 10% is blending it, and then the rest is just in between. Damn, that was some real quick painting. Now, I'm really excited to be doing this look this year because I've absolutely been obsessed with Hell of a Boss at the moment, which is literally set in hell with little red demons called imps, and it's amazing. So then once we've got, for the most part, our base on, we're just going to let that sit and rest and dry up a little bit. And now I'm going to go in and do my ears while I wait for that. Oh, this feels horrible. I hate painting my fucking ears because it's always so hard to get the paint off, but it's fine because it's hair wash day anyway, so it's fine. So while we're waiting for that to dry, we're going to grab a little bit of that black tone. Grab that onto our same brush, mix that with a little bit of our red, and go in and start doing our contours. Now I'm just doing all my regular contour spots. It seems a little bit intimidating at first, but I promise it will get, as we do it, it will be okay. So now with a beauty blender, we're going to go in and just blend in those contours, same as we would our regular ones. I love about doing full colour looks is that my whole makeup kit basically needs to be cleaned afterwards. It's so fun. We're gonna add a bit more black to this side because this side's a lot darker. It's really just a bit too dark. I'm just gonna go in with like a little bit of our standard red colour underneath, just to lighten it up a little bit. And I actually like how carved that made it look, so I'm gonna do the same on this side. Alright, next up we are going to go in with a little bit of a lighter shade, so this will be sort of our highlights. And we're just going to go in and do that. I'm using a pink. You can use whatever colour you want. I like the pink because it's got those red tones in it still. But it's also lighter enough that it will make a noticeable difference. Once again, beauty blender on it. Now the thing with this, it's not going to be perfect. The first time you place everything, you're going to want to go back and forth a little bit with it. Just take your time blending it and it'll be okay. So once we've got our base down, next up is eyebrows. Oh, I'm going to go for some super sharp black brows for this look. You can do whatever brows you want to do, but I would recommend black because it's really the only thing that's going to show up against all of the red. There's a lot of fucking red here. My brush is a little bit stiff because I use hairspray with my powder just to get some real nice long lasting eyebrows. But that, as a consequence of that, sometimes my brush can go a little bit stiff. Then I'm just going to bring some brows to the other side. So yeah, like, non-sponsored, but if you haven't seen Hell of a Boss, you really should. Yeah, it's so good. I love it. It's like queer as well. It's really queer, really effortlessly inclusive, which we love. And it's just genuinely a great show. And if you don't like great shows, what the fuck is wrong with you? These brows are kind of messy. But that's okay, because you know what we can do? We can carve our eyebrows. It's just instead of concealer, we're going to be using red face paint, which is a new one for me. So then around our brows, we're just gonna... Yeah, that looks good. Because if literally anyone's gonna have a sharp brow, it would be the devil. Change my mind. I've gone for like mixed contacts. Because I had 2 sets of these yellows which I was going to use, but one of them got lost, so I just went with a red. And it's not actually horrible. So those are our eyebrows for now. Next up I'm going to go in with like a dark grey colour. We're just going to start putting some of that on our lid. And we're just going to start smoking that out white dramatically. And then we're also going to bring that under our eye, smoke it out into that sort of cat eye shape. You see what we're doing? You see what we're doing. Now you can go on with straight black, but it's still going to be hard to blend. So having a transition shade there is just going to make it all the easier. So then once we got that on, we're actually going to quickly take a step back. And then we're going to grab a red colour onto a fluffy brush. We're just going to go into the edges of our eyeshadow and just gently smoke it a little bit. Now this is actually a great match, this red colour. So I might actually use this on all of our primarily red spots as well. So we're just going to go over this colour with this colour over our face as well. Even our contour spots. Because our contours are dark enough that they can sort of highlight, or well, not opposite highlight themselves. And this is just the powdering of it is really going to help even out the look a little bit for us. I'm actually really obsessed with this and how it's looking so far. And this is, I'm just using a Beauty Glaze palette. I've not brought any Beauty Glaze products in a while. Maybe I will. Beauty Glaze review question mark? Because I like this really awesome, really affordable brand that I'm like obsessed with. Fully obsessed. And then we're just going to bring that down to our neck a little bit. And then actually we're going to go in with a dark brown powder in our contours. And just carve those out a little bit more. So I'm just going for like some not super straight contour. I'm just some kind of like... So we're going in a straight line here, then we're going in a downward pattern here, which just creates like a super demonic looking ass jawline. Let's do our neck contour. Y'all know I love a straight line, a straight jaw. God, why the fuck do we look like Darth Maul? More than the devil currently. And then we're gonna do our nose. We're gonna grab some of that red again. Just go over some of those edges a little bit with that red. And just to soften them up and blend them in. And we do that on our contours too. And then here it is for now. And then actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a slightly lighter powder just under our eyes. And just in our highlight spots. You can do like the top of our nose, like the middle points. And under our eyebrows, just anywhere where you'd normally find highlights, essentially. And then our base is looking pretty sick. Alright, and then next up we're going to go in with some black on a brush and do our lids. And we're also going to do our bottom lid a little bit, just using those transition shades to blend it in for us. And then also just following that smoked out pattern a tiny bit. Next up I'm going to go in with some eyeliner. I'm using a liquid liner just because I think pencil liner is going to have, pencil or pen liner is going to have some trouble showing up, whereas liquid liner is very deep set black. So we're going to pull out a really large wing. We're going to bring that underneath. And then we're going to bring that onto our lid. We're going to repeat to the yellow side. Once we got that on this side, we're actually going to do a little cross going downwards. Edgy. And then actually my brows, that black is kind of struggling to show up. So I might actually go in and just go over the outsides and the bottom line a little bit. And that is pretty fucking cool so far. So next up we're going to throw our hair down and we're going to grab some horns. Alright, so we got some horns on. The horns I'm using are just sort of attached to like a baseball cap, and they're pretty on brand with what we're doing. And we're going to throw on a couple of accessories and we'll be right back with the finished look. Now we've just got to throw on some lipstick. I'm going to go for some black. We're quickly also going to throw on some lashes. So here is our finished look. I threw on my wings for my Hawks cosplay, and like I said, I have the hat with the horns attached. But it's a pretty sick look. Like I said, you just have to be patient when you're blending the stuff out, and it will turn out fine. It's just, you gotta have your fundamental colours, like, and a good eyeshadow palette. I'll link some stuff down below that you could use. I'll link the miniatures palette I use. And I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Bye.